Here's an Infusionsoft tutorial that goes over the chaining of web forms to give the user the ability to enter one form, that chains them into another, then chains them into an additional one. We're using Infusionsoft along with a WordPress site that has the optimized press theme installed. This enables us to pretty up some of these forms, make them look a little nicer without having to do that much effort. So just so you give an overview, this form right here is going to chain into this form right here. This is the thank you page, but it also enables people to make a choice. And then this one here enables them to go to yet another screen. So those are the three that'll be playing in here. Let me give you a behind the scenes look at how this all works. So I'm going to go over here into the Infusionsoft campaign for this, and what we have is we're going to be throwing traffic at this form. This form is this one here, and if you look, this pretty simple form. What we're doing is taking a first name, email, a radio button field, and an ask your questions, and we submit the question. So this has a thank you page, and the thank you page is the URL of this second one. So we're cascading this form here right into this one, and then this one takes some additional action. So if I go back over here, you'll see that in our settings, all we're doing is notifying a few people, make sure that the email subject line is descriptive, and then this is the standard for this. Now the one thing that is critical is you have to click here to pass the contact's information, otherwise you'll see what won't work. So let me go over here. If I edit this page, we're using the Optimized Press Live Editor. And this is, a standard form, and what we're doing is this is just the HTML code that Infusionsoft gives you right from here. We start with the unstyled code because if you use the HTML code, a lot of stuff is brought in here that we don't need because the Optimized Press theme is doing a lot of the visual formatting for us. So we start off with this, which is the HTML code unstyled, so it doesn't have all the style sheet stuff in here, and we put it into wherever it was that we were. Hold on, here it is. So if I go in here, you can see if I edit this, the top part is exactly the same as what comes out of Infusionsoft right here, at the very top. We have gone in and done some styling, prettied up the button with some style sheets, but this in essence is the same as this one with some formatting so that it looks nice. So I'm going to stop this. So we'll just go back. I'll close this. We'll view the page again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to so I'm just going to pick this one here, and I have a question for you just so that we can see it get to the other side. I'm going to hit submit. And the thing to notice here, this is taking a little while. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. Okay, Infusionsoft's a little slow today. Maybe we'll hit submit just again. There it goes. Not sure what went on there. Now the thing to notice here is because I clicked on this button right here, a lot of the information, or all of the information for the record, is passed in through here. So as you can see, here's first name and the email address along with the question, topics. All the information from the previous form is passed to this one. And you'll see why that's important in just a second. So this gives people a couple of options of what to do. This one is just a loop, a link over to one page. This one is as well. This is the one that has a little bit of science to it. So what you can see is we took two of the parameters that Infusionsoft sent us and passed it over using the names that are expected by this form so that they could pre-fill these two forms. We don't want to have people fill in their name twice and their email twice since they just filled it out in the previous page. So let me show you how that's done. So I'm going to edit this one, edit the page, and I'll go into this live. So we're going to go in here, and you'll see that there are these short codes. We have first name and email. Now the thing to keep in mind is that these editors don't like people putting PHP code into here, which can cause a problem. But what I need to be able to do is to take those first name parameters and the email parameter that Infusionsoft passed to this form, and I want to send it to the next form that's in the chain. So what we're doing, just to show this to you again, is we have to fill in the value. We have to create this chain when we're calling the next page, and we have to make sure that we pass a first name with a first name and a user email with an email next to it. So the reason this works is because we've got this little shortcode builder that we've installed, and you can access it here under tools. So there's a shortcode exec PHP, and in here we've defined two shortcodes. The first one is one called email, and that's the one that we saw, and the other one is first name. So what this does is it's the PHP code to pull values off of the URL. So these are the terms that are used by Infusionsoft. We're applying it to a variable called email address, and then it's doing both of them here. Actually, when I look at this is redundant. This is not necessary here. So this one is coming up and passing. Okay, so it's taking the first name off of the URL up here, putting it into a variable called first name, and then it's echoing it out. And this one here, and I'm just going to save this. And this one here is taking the email field and it's filling out the email address. So again, nothing real scientific here. This just is the way you have to do it because the editor is a little picky there on us, and what it wants to do is to always munge the PHP code. So again, this comes up in here and it processes these fields. So I'm going to close this here, save and close, even though we didn't really change anything, and I'm going to go back and let's go to Ask Dr. Russ Part 1, and again, just so you can see it, see if I could type here, and I'll just pick that one again, hit a submit, and again you see that up in here we have, well, I have to go over here actually. You can see that it's in INF field email and INF field first name, and because of the shortcodes, the name that was in there is put into the first name, and this is put in here and they show up over here. So anyway, that's how you can chain fields together and make Infusionsoft look like it's chaining field after field, form after form after form, and you can get a lot of work done. So as a final thing, and kind of show you, I'm going to go back to out of the campaign over here. I'm going to look up the record for do a search on that record. I've been testing with my name for a while here, so it's probably this one. Here's my form data. And you can see that I picked this one and then I typed in that question. So those are the two fields that were filled in. And there's George, there's this one here. So that in a nutshell is how it works. Take care.